You can use linked layers as a placed image. So you've got a design here, and I'm just going to save it to a file. So File and Save. So this one, they're all linked. As before, they've been modified by filters. Now I'm just going to go to another document. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to File and Place. Before I do that, placement policy, go for linked. So place and select the file. There's it. And you've got design now inside Affinity Photo in obviously another document. Now, with place documents, you go over here to links, and you can find that in View, Studio and Links. You'll notice that pixels are not available. If you modify it, if you just go to Filters, Distort and Deform, it will just turn into a pixel layer. And that's no use. That's no use. You can, of course, use that pixel layer, but the link is lost. But still, with this, you've got the link. So here, links, you've got blending mode, opacity, visibility, layer effects. So if I go over here and I say layer and duplicate linked, just create another one, layer, and again, do a couple times, 3 or 4 times, and you can fill the entire document, of course. Duplicate linked, and so on and so on. Now with that design, if I go over to back to this document and say, you know what, I want to change that. Let's just change it a bit. Let's go and apply another filter. Go for distort and deform. Just add some handles there and just distort that design, and see all those will change. They will still change because they are pixels, pixel layers over here. They can be modified. And you can see the design there. Once you've done that, you can go over to click apply before you do that, because if you don't do it, it will lose it. However, file and save. Now just go back to this other document and you'll see one issue with this, it chops it off. So a key thing when you do your there is to make certain that you don't go over the edge. I mean, you can apply it, so repeat deform, but you've always got to remember before you go and save it that you don't go over the edge. Because if you go over the edge, it doesn't, unfortunately, link particularly well. So you can just resize that. Resize that one. And you can do all kinds of things. And you can apply other effects, of course. You can apply blurs. So if you go apply a blur, let's go for a Gaussian blur. Just blur it slightly. Maybe let's go for effects as well. Bring that up. So go for 3D. So you can add a 3D effect. Very quick and easy, like that. Now, save the document, file and save. Now you'll notice it's not going over the edge. So when you go back, now you don't see anything chopped off or anything sort of sliced off, which is not really very good. Doesn't look visually. Let's just remove that now. But you can see what you've got now. You've got all these designs. They've all been modified. Any change you make to that document, and that document can be any document, it will be reflected here. So again, you can do exactly the same. We've got pixels, so you can just go down there, effects, and you can add 3D to the 3D. So 3D there again. Make even more extreme 3D and change the profiles, etc. Actually, there's no profiles in there at all. How weird. Ambient, you can modify a number of things. You can change the direction, and you can see what the result there. And also, of course, you've got bevel and emboss as well. Oh, that one has. That one's got some. Well, at least that's got some. That's what I was expecting the other one as well. And also outer shadow. So you can do a whole range of different designs like that. And then close. And you've got that. Also what you can do, you can change the blending mode. So you can run through blending mode and you can see what happens there. Maybe not so effective, particularly in this case, but you could that design there. Now, again, just go back to your document there. And now I can modify this document. I can change things. Let's go for filters and again distort, and let's go for twirl. So you can see a twirl effect there. Now you might not want to push it too far. And again, you've got to remember the edge. Don't go over the edge. If you go over the edge with this twirl effect, you will get it chopped off on the other side. So just go click apply. So you can see now the design is not going over the edge. Go to file and save. Then you can go back to the other document, and there, Bang, it's all been done. It's all been updated correctly. So you've got your nice twirl design in that as well. And again, you can still continue to add additional ones. So layer and duplicate linked. And you can add as many as you want, of course, of that. You can just go to, and you can have those going over the edge. However, you can, and I haven't tried it, and I'm just going to try it now. So what I'm going to do, I've got this design now. None of those are going over the edge, which is good. So I can say File and Save As. And I'm going to save it to linked 1. Now this is obviously the format AF Photo. Just saving it to that. So now I've got a document that's got obviously linked to this earlier document. Got that document. Now what I can do now, I can go to File and New. I'm going for the same size. And again, I'm going to go for File and Place. Now I haven't tried this. So File, I want linked. That's the key thing. So File and Placement Policy, linked, Place, and linked 1. So now open. Click there, and you can see your design in there. Now, obviously, this is going to get slower and slower. I mean, this is just pushing it a bit, maybe too far. But say you've got that design there. Don't apply any effects to it, because as soon as you do that, it will turn into a pixel. Don't want that. Now, of course, what you can do, you can always go to here, Layer, New Layer Filter Layer, Blur and Gaussian Blur. So you can always apply blurs on top of that. So you've got blur there. So I'm just applying that. But unfortunately, things like deform and whatever are not available. Still a linked layer. So that's, which is quite good. And you can always double click and change it. So you can always bring it to that, and you can always change the blending mode. So you can go through, let's just run through those. Negation, just that's a garish colour scheme. So I've got that. Now what I can do now, let's just go back to this one. I can change this one. So let's just change that. Let's just change a few things here. I can modify that. Obviously there's a limit to what I can do, but I can add more of the design. And again, all linked. I can go to Layer and Duplicate Linked. So you can just add another one. And again, File and Save. Now if I go back to this one, it's done it. So it's updated there. So I can go to that one, go to that one. Now I'm just going to change this one. So again, Layer and Duplicate Linked. So I'm just going to add a few more. Also, I can go for filters and distort, and maybe not twirl, but let's just go for deform. And you can see you can modify the design and create all kinds of design. Again, still got the issue obviously going over the edge. And you can see it just takes a bit of time to process it. It's going to be a hit on things, not going to be instantaneous. So you've got your design there, resize that so it doesn't go over the edge. Resize that so it doesn't go over the edge. You've always got to be careful about that. It's a pity, but that's the way it is. And once you've done that, you can of course always add effects to this as well. Maybe you decide, you know what, I've got that one selected. Or maybe apply effect over the whole thing. So filters and blur, layer layer and live filter layer, correct one. Maybe go distort and twirl. Let's just do twirl for that one. Just apply just a bit of a twirl there, and you can see what happens. They're all still live. It's just applied on top. All these link layers, all still available, still can be modified. So you can select that and change various things. Now I'm just going to save that, File and Save. So it's just obviously going to take a bit of time to process that. Then go back to this document, and you can see it's just updated there. And now, cross fingers. Does help. You have to save it. File and save. Till you save it, and you have to go through the whole, save sequences. This is a bit like smart objects in Photoshop. You have to save it, otherwise it just won't be reflected in the next thing. And then go back to that document, and you can see now you've got it all the way through the design. So the design has changed, and you can still go here, and you know what? I can get rid of Gaussian blur if I don't want that, and you can see your design there. And again, you've got exact same linked thing, and you can always then go to Layer and Duplicate Linked, and you've got that duplicate linked, and then Layer and Duplicate Linked, and drag that down there, and Layer and Duplicate Linked, and you can see you can fill your design very quickly with a whole load of and they're still all live, all the way back to the original source document, which is still live itself. So you can change that design all the way back to here. All these are still editable, still obviously to the pixel stage anyway. You can change them to get that. Hope you found this tutorial of interest, and please check out the next video in the sequence, and of course all the videos before, because that just explains some of the things about the basics of this linked layer, which I think is a powerful feature of Affinity Photo. Thank you much.